G'day guys, it is 10:32 p.m. here in Tasmania, Australia, and I just want to come on now. We're at 1,996 subscribers. To mention, I know this may be silly, may mean nothing, but Sister DJ, she really got the thought in her head that when we get to 2,000 subs, we'd be raptured. Now, I know our channel is not tied to the rapture at all, but God can talk to people in that sort of a way, in a personal way. It's interesting that June 22nd is close, and we have nearly hit that 2,000 subscriber mark. I would just like to say thank you to our great Watchmen community. I'll name a few: Dr. Barry, David the Watchman, Revelation Watchman 777, Repo Man, Dunamis 333, many others. Aaron at Got a Minute. We've all worked hard. We've all utilised the gifts that God has given us. I hope none of us have taken any pride in the things that we've found and looked for, because it's all been revealed through the Holy Spirit, not through our own wisdom. Remember, before God we're pretty stupid. You know, our righteousness is but filthy rags, and our wisdom is stupidity before God. So it's only through the Holy Spirit that we've found these things out. Some significant dates have passed. June 16 passed, but we learnt a lot from that. I think it gave us some revelation as to how God was using calendars and moons and things like that. Not to say that anybody's research has been right or wrong, because we're still here. But as I scroll through all the little videos that I've made lately, it is amazing to me how many God incidences have happened. David would do a little video, I'd pick up on it, I'd run with it, find out something about the moon, then I find out something about strawberry moon being the honeymoon, then David adds another little bit, and somebody else will add another little bit, Dr. Barry, Repo Man. And I'm not to say that we've done more research than those bigger channels, and I certainly haven't, and I'm not taking any credit for anything. But it's just amazing how the Holy Spirit has moved among big channels, pastors, small channels, the average Joe Blow. And here we are, approaching the strawberry / originally called honeymoon, rising at 8:38 p.m. on June the 22nd in Israel, the first watch, the last hour, moving into summer, full moon, the good man of the house. There is so much typology associated with this. Now, to really, in my mind, solidify a lot of this, we have one of the really big channels, God's Roadmap to the End, a brother in South Africa, who has really tied some of this stuff together, and I mean in an amazing way. David also. So the bits of research that were all thrown together via the Holy Spirit could well be pointing to a big event on June 22nd, at the full moon. Now, as I've said before, the law returned July 5th, 1950. That's when I believe the full formation of Israel in God's eyes was established, as per Luke, the fig tree and all the trees. So that's my backstop for the fig tree generation. I would assume we would be raptured before then, because, as Brother David has pointed out, that's outside of spring. Whether that verse applies there or not, I don't know. Maybe we could go right through to July 5th. Past that, I'm going to be a bit lost. I know Brother David said that he would be looking at, I think it was the Feast of Wine past that. With great scriptural validity, he says that. And so does Aaron. It got a minute, I think, or was it Dr. Barry? One of those two. But they're looking out to next year now with those dates. At least Aaron is. And like I've said before, we cannot kick the fig tree generation prophecy can down the road and just ignore it and start saying things like, well, it was Abraham's age and this, that, and the other. No. We were told clearly, and if we believe a pre-tribulation rapture and a tribulation that lasts 7 years, then we need to be out of here this year. Or we need to, past that point, I believe, assess, and I truly can't see the scriptures for it, but we'd have to assess something like a rapture somewhere into the tribulation, not necessarily mid-tribulation. I can't see the scriptural reference for that. So, I mean, mid-tribbers and, as they say, foaming at the mouth post-tribbers. Jokingly, I'm not being nasty. I'm sure they've got scriptural verses to support that, but I've looked at those and, it was pretty easy for me to nullify them as, valid verses to support their doctrinal stance on where the rapture occurs. So, guys, I really think that June is something to look out for. It's Gemini too, the month, Gemini. Kind of suggests, God and man. I know other people apply all sorts of meanings to that. That's just something that pops into my mind. But some crazy coincidences, or God incidences. The moment Brother David finished his last video, and it was awesome. I've been waiting for it for a few days, actually. And it just happened by chance. Sister DJ sent me a message saying, David's doing a premiere in 30 minutes. So I jumped on, listened to it. We all had some great fellowship. Great points brought up by David. And then the video finishes at 11:11 exactly in Tasmania. And I mean, David screenshotted it. So then I start posting a few things to my community tab, as you can see here, just to reinforce some of the reasons why we're looking at June 22nd. And David sends me a post on a comment on under the video Strawberry Moon Honeymoon. Did you mean to make this 1 minute and 53 seconds long? And I mean, are you kidding me? I didn't notice it. That was 3 days ago. I did not notice that until tonight, right now, before doing this video, when David's comment came up. Strawberry Moon Honeymoon, June the 22nd. 1 minute, 53 seconds. Come on. I mean, look at all my other videos. I've done 379 videos. I don't know, I'm just having a quick look through, but that's over quite a few years, nearly 3 years now. I'm not seeing any of them at 1 minute and 53 seconds, and there are a lot of 1 minute ones there. Look, I've nearly covered every other second as far as the 1 minute videos go. There's 37, 1 minute 37, it just goes on and on. The list of videos that I've done, as you can see. There may be one there for 1 minute and 53 seconds, but, well, look, there's a 1 minute and 52. No 1 minute and 53s. It just so happens all these years later, right when we're sort of having this crazy little across-continental sign and puzzle piece discovery expedition that we've all been on, We have these significant days leading up to June 22nd. We have these 11:11 and 1:53 coincidences, God incidences, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, guys, regardless of whether something happens on that day or not, God is in control of everything. This is his will. It will pan out how he wants it to, and we know there is a rapture. It is clear, crystal clear. We know the fig tree generation, and we know exactly the period of time between which Israel must have been accounted as being established, between 1948 and 1950. July 5th. Now, as we've passed those other dates, I can only assume July 5th, 1950, the Lord will return, which means we are within a week, 10 days or so, a bit over 12 days of that date, whatever. We are close. So in these last moments, we need to remember the following thing, that nothing we have done qualifies us to go to heaven. Our good works don't get us there. Our bad works don't keep us out. The thing that keeps us out is not accepting the fact that Jesus died on the cross for us, that he was the perfect sacrifice for God. He lived the perfect life. The Bible says the only way to the Father is through the Son. That's through the works and the perfect life of Jesus. It says you can confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, and you believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead on the third day and you are saved. But you have to believe with your heart. And then you are truly saved when you truly believe. And I don't think from that point you can turn back. You may be a prodigal son and you may turn away and do a few bad things and come back. But when you truly believe, you cannot unbelieve. And if you did, then you didn't believe to begin with. Your salvation is assured at the moment that you truly believe. Just remember, though, when you face the Father, you can only present to him the works of Jesus, none of your own works. You have to give it all to Jesus. He throws you the life rope and pulls you into the ark. God bless everybody. Give it all to Jesus. The Holy Spirit is speaking. The days are drawing close. We could all see each other very soon in heaven. I love you all. Thanks, guys. Thanks, community. Let's get to 2K. Like, share, subscribe. Just to keep Sister DJ happy.